Here's a weird little experiment. Ask an AI chatbot to help you leave it. Ask it how to delete your account, how to cancel, how to walk away completely. Then watch how it answers, because that one question tells you more about a tool than 100 glowing demos ever will. This whole thing started because I kept seeing people type the exact words, how to delete ChatGPT account, and get answers that felt strangely defensive. So I wanted to line up the two big ones, ChatGPT and Claude, and see which one actually just helps you walk out the door. So here's the straight answer up front. You do not need a chatbot's permission to leave, and you do not need it to hold your hand. To delete a ChatGPT account, you go into your account settings on the platform itself, find the data controls or account section, and choose delete. That is the real path, on the website or app, not inside the chat. But the interesting part is what happens when you ask each bot to guide you through it, because that is where their personalities leak out. And by the end, you'll know exactly which one gives it to you straight, which one gets a little squirmy, and which one you should actually trust when the question is uncomfortable. That last part is the whole point. Stick around. Let's start with the plain version of the question. You type something like, how do I delete my account? Nothing fancy, no drama, just a person who wants out. Now, both tools can answer this. Both of them broadly note that account deletion lives in settings, not in the conversation. Both can point you toward data controls, account management, that kind of thing. On the surface, you get instructions from either one. So if all you want is the raw steps, honestly, both will get you there. But here is where it starts to split. The tone is not the same. When you ask ChatGPT how to delete a ChatGPT account, you're asking it about itself. And that self-reference is where things get slippery. Sometimes it hedges, sometimes it wraps the answer in a lot of caution about how deletion is permanent and cannot be undone, which is true, but it can read like a tool that really wants you to reconsider. Claude, asked the same thing about a different service or about leaving in general, tends to just lay out the steps and move on. Less throat clearing, fewer soft warnings stacked on top of each other. That difference sounds tiny. It is not. When you already feel a little annoyed enough to want out, the last thing you want is a wall of, are you sure? So the first crack in the story is tone. One tends to over-explain the risk. One tends to just help. Hold that thought, because it gets sharper when the questions get harder. Quick thing before we keep going. This channel is sponsored by NBC Canada Inc., and they do for your books what a clear AI answer does for a simple question. They cut the fog. NBC fixes the bookkeeping mess, choking a trades or construction business so you can finally see your numbers and control your cash instead of flying blind. If that is you, grab the free trades bookkeeping scorecard linked below that shows how much money your business is quietly losing. Okay, back to it. Now let's push on the tension. What happens when the question sounds less like a chore and more like a breakup? This is where ChatGPT can get a defensive reflex. Not always, but often enough that people notice, and it is exactly why that mocking search for how to delete ChatGPT keeps blowing up. Ask it to help you leave for good and you can get a reply that gently pivots. It might suggest you just log out instead. It might mention you can turn off chat history rather than nuke the whole thing. It might frame full deletion as a big, heavy, careful decision. Some of that is genuinely helpful. If you only hate the memory feature, yes, turning off history is the smarter fix than deleting everything, but some of it reads like a retention script, the same energy as a cable company that puts you through 3 menus before you can cancel. And that is the part that rubs people the wrong way. You asked a direct question. You wanted a direct door. Claude, by contrast, tends to be calmer about the whole thing. Ask it about leaving a service, and it is more likely to just acknowledge your choice, hand you the steps, and not treat your exit like a crisis to be managed. It feels less like a tool protecting its own numbers and more like a tool answering your question. That is a real difference in behavior, and it matters most in exactly the moments you are already frustrated. So the second crack is deeper than tone. It is posture. When you ask to leave, one of them can act a little like it works for the company, and one of them acts like it works for you. But before you crown a winner, there is a catch, and it cuts against Claude. We'll get to that in a minute. Here is the thing both bots get right, and you need to hear it clearly. Neither one can actually delete your account for you. This is the part the funny videos skip. You can beg ChatGPT to delete your account all day, and it physically cannot. It has no button to push on your behalf. It can only tell you where to go. The real deletion happens in the platform's own settings, usually under an account or data controls area where there is a delete option that triggers the permanent process. Same idea for most of these services. So no matter which chatbot you ask, the answer that actually matters is the same. Go to settings, find account or data controls, choose delete, confirm. What differs is whether the bot sends you there cleanly or sends you on a little guilt trip first. And that is the whole game here. Same destination, very different tour guides. There is one more thing worth knowing. When you delete, it is usually permanent, and there is often a grace period where the account is scheduled for deletion before it is fully gone. That caution is legitimate. The problem is not that ChatGPT warns you. The problem is when the warning stops feeling like information and starts feeling like a soft sell to stay. A good tool tells you the risk once, clearly, and then respects your decision. Let's make this a real test because that is more useful than vibes. I want you to judge these tools on 4 honest criteria. The next time you ask either one about deleting or canceling anything, criterion 1, does it answer the actual question? You asked how to delete. Did it tell you how to delete, or did it answer a question you did not ask, like how to pause? A tool that redirects your clear request is failing the first test. Criterion 2, does it warn you once or does it lecture? One clear, this is permanent, is respect. 3 paragraphs of hand-wringing is a retention wall. Watch for the difference. This is where ChatGPT tends to stumble when the question is about itself, and where Claude tends to stay lean. Criterion 3, does it point you to the real place? The correct answer always ends in the platform settings, not in the chat. A tool that talks around the actual location or pretends it can do more than it can is wasting your time. Both usually pass this, but the cleaner the pointer, the better the tool. Criterion 4, does it treat your exit as normal? Leaving a service is a normal thing people do. The tool that acts like your departure is a tragedy is showing you its priorities, and they are not yours. This is the criterion where the gap is biggest, and honestly, it is the one that predicts how a tool will treat you everywhere else. Run those 4 on any AI you use. It is a 5-second gut check that tells you whether a tool is built to serve you or to keep you. So let me commit to a side, because the whole point of doing this is to actually say something. On the specific question of asking an AI to help you delete or cancel, Claude tends to win. It answers straighter, it hedges less, it treats your exit like your business. Why does that happen? Part of it is design posture. Claude leans toward being calm and direct in tricky conversations, and a self-deletion question is exactly the kind of loaded moment where that shows. ChatGPT, asked about its own deletion, is answering a question about the very platform it lives on, and that self-reference is where the extra caution creeps in. It is not evil. It is just a tool that is a little more protective of the thing it is part of. Here's the honest walkthrough of one exchange, told plainly. You ask both, in your own words, how to fully delete your account and stop using the service. The direct feeling reply names the setting, names the permanence once, and stops. The hedgy feeling reply offers you 2 or 3 ways to stay first, then eventually gets to the delete step near the bottom. Same facts, very different feeling. If you are already fed up, the second one is the one that makes you scream into a pillow. But I'm not going to pretend this is a clean sweep because it is not. And that catch, I promise, is real. Being straighter about deletion does not make Claude the better tool overall. And if you pick your daily AI based only on this one question, you are being silly. ChatGPT has a huge ecosystem, wide plugin and app support, image generation, voice, and the sheer momentum of being everywhere. For a lot of everyday tasks, it is genuinely excellent. And its caution around permanent actions, annoying as it is here, is the same instinct that stops it from doing reckless things elsewhere. That protectiveness is a feature in some contexts and a wall in this one. And Claude is not a saint. It can be cautious in its own ways on other topics. It can refuse things, and its extra directness on an exit question does not mean it is more capable at the work you actually hire an AI to do. So do not overfit. The deletion test tells you about a tool's posture toward your freedom. It does not tell you which one writes your emails better. Here is the reframe that actually matters. Bigger than either brand. The way a tool answers, "How do I leave?" is a preview of how it treats you when your goals and its goals disagree. Every subscription business faces a moment where what is good for you, leaving, is bad for their retention numbers. The good ones make the door easy anyway. The needy ones bury it. When an AI answers a delete question with a clean pointer to settings and one honest warning, that is a tool acting in good faith. When it answers with a maze of reasons to stay, that is a tool acting in its own interest and dressing it up as concern for you. So the practical move is not to memorize which chatbot is nicer this month, because these tools change constantly and today's behavior can flip after an update. The move is to run the honesty test yourself on whatever tool you are actually using. Whenever a request gets uncomfortable, watch what it does when you push against its interest. That is the truest thing it will ever show you. Before I give you the flat recommendation, this is the spot where the honest read matters more than any table. This is a very hot topic. I was chatting with my brother about this, and he is a Clauder now, but he was using ChatGPT, and he was using ChatGPT for absolutely everything. Then I showed him Claude, and Claude is way better. He likes Claude way better, but to move all your information over to Claude, to export your information from ChatGPT, there are some big guardrails around exporting your chats and your information from ChatGPT. First, they don't help you. They want to keep you on the platform. For you to actually get your information out of ChatGPT, you have to request it, and it can take up to 7 days to get the download link to export all your chats. I do not know why it takes 7 days, especially in the era of AI. They should be able to just be exported instantly, but ChatGPT is putting a big blocker for you leaving their platform. As the video said above, it won't help you if you ask it. It's going to give you other solutions not to delete it. I don't know if we've all seen the other YouTube videos where they're asking ChatGPT, would it run over people if it was steering a train? Or would it run the train into its own brain to save the 3 people? Well, ChatGPT would run over the people, so we know that ChatGPT is not necessarily for the people, though it is helpful. ChatGPT and OpenAI don't necessarily have the best intentions behind keeping their clients. It's more of a game. How can we put so many blockers in front of people to not leave our platform that it just kind of makes it impossible to switch platforms? I would say if you're thinking about switching ChatGPT, I would go to Claude, just to Claude. I wouldn't go to Grok or to Kimi K3 or to any of these other models. I'd definitely go to Anthropic because Anthropic is the GOAT. Even ChatGPT's newest model ain't got nothing on Fable. Fable 5 is the best in the world. ChatGPT, in my opinion, isn't practicing the best business practices when it comes to letting people out. So here is the decisive call. If your whole goal right now is to delete your ChatGPT account, ignore the chatbot entirely and go straight to your account settings, find data controls or account, and choose delete, then confirm through the grace period. Do not ask the bot for permission and do not let it talk you into a just log out detour if you actually want out. If you only hate the memory, turn off chat history instead and keep the account. And if you are choosing which AI to live with day to day, judge them on the 4-point honesty test plus the work you actually need done, not on this one, gotcha. The deletion answer is a signal, not the whole scorecard. That is the plain English version of a question a lot of people were too embarrassed to ask out loud. If this cleared it up, subscribe for more no-nonsense AI walkthroughs and tell me which 2 tools you want me to put head-to-head next, because I will run the same honesty test on them. And a real thank you to NBC Canada Inc. for backing this one. If you run a trades or construction business and your books are a mess, take their free scorecard at the link below and finally see how much money you have been leaving on the table. See you in the next one.